Let's talk right now about the port impact on the West Coast. For that, we're joined by Seroka. He's executive director of the Port of Los Angeles. This is the busiest container port in North America. And right now, it's estimating that its cargo volume for this month will drop by 25% over the year-over-year numbers when those final tally comes in. Gene, thank you right now for joining us.
Thank you.
That's a huge impact to try and think about 25% decline. What are you seeing so far? What's the day-by-day on the ground there?
25% decline in the month of February. Our guidance for the first quarter is about a 15% decline. And what we're seeing right now is 40 canceled sailings from February 11th through April 1st. And Becky, that would amount to about 25% of our normal ship calls during this time post-Lunar New Year.
So when you say 15% impact for the full quarter, I'm assuming that's not because you anticipate things getting better in March. It's that things were better in January?
We were down about 5.5% in January compared to an elevated level last year. You might remember that the tariffs that were scheduled for January 1st were bypassed, and we still saw a little bit of an uptick then.
But, okay, if that's the case, if it was down 5% in January, down 25% in February, you are anticipating that things are going to pick up in March.
No, not necessarily. We'll see what these vessel sailings look like. But again, 40 vessel sailings canceled from February 1 through from February 11 through April 1.
What are you hearing just in terms of things happening on the ground in China and other places where these ships are originating? Are things improving to this point?
No, not really. Factory workers are not coming back to the levels that were anticipated originally. Lunar New Year was extended by about a week by the central government, and there are skeletal crews at the ports as well. So what we're seeing are sailings collapsed from the normal number down into a viable figure that can collect cargo from other Southeast Asia locations and then come over to the West Coast.
It sounds like there are problems along the entire path for that. With the factory workers not coming back or only coming back in small portions at this point. Even if you had goods at the ports there, though, would those goods be able to be shipped if you've got a skeleton crew?
By and large, yes.
You have lived through this before. You were in Shanghai during the SARS outbreak. What did you see at that point? What were you doing there?
I was in charge of sales for a company called American President Lines, covering a large swath of China. And at that time, we were all grounded. We weren't moving around domestically nor internationally. This appears to be much worse.
Why?
Because of the number of folks who were infected and the lack of productivity that is taking place throughout the supply chain, starting with the manufacturing base.
You think China's doing the right thing by trying to shut down some of the infected areas, or do you think it's more damaging?
We need to curb the illness first and get people well. I think the look at the inventory levels that we've had here in the United States and those being worked down right now, we'll have to play catch up soon, but we've got to get people healthy and back on the job.
What do you think as you start to hear about outbreaks in other places, Italy, Iran, other continents even?
The next most concerning information was yesterday with South Korea. Busan is a big hub for us as well. They move about 11 million container units a year. Any further outbreak is going to be concerning for our industry.
Have they shut down shipments coming out of South Korea yet?
Not at this point.
Do you anticipate that will be the case?
It depends. There were over 970 cases diagnosed according to this morning's news. We'll see where this path takes us.